Welcome back to the final segment of Investing and Trading Live, sponsored by Online Trading Academy. Online Trading Academy has been around for over 25 years. Think about that, Al. 25 years teaching people just like you how to trade and invest. It's not a YouTube one-stop shop, a one-man band, I like to call them, or gurus online. Actual academies, think about that. Actual academies across the world training people how to trade and invest. That's why we exist. You can't learn how to trade by YouTube video. You can't learn how to invest out of a book. We have live classes where people can come into, and a lot of people are coming into these investing classes to see these techniques and concepts that we're talking about here today at Online Trading Academy. And for those of you that haven't done that yet, you can text the word investing to the number 210-210 for 2 seats for this investing class, a live physical place to go to learn how the markets work and how to make smart investing decisions within them. Text the word investing to the number 210-210, or simply go online to investwithota.com and pick your own date for that free investing class. When you do that, you're also going to receive a financial quick start kit, which will help you get started right away. It's the New Year's financial quick start kit. Make sure to check that out. There's some free stock picks in there as well. So we were talking about on the second segment different income strategies for people that are working during the day or in the evening, and they want to have those off hours strategies for income, not having to go to a job. As long as you have internet connection, there's an income strategy with the markets because it's open 24 hours a day. That'd be the Forex market and the futures market. You also have more passive strategies, I would call that, with options. Mm-hmm. So once your position is on, there's nothing for you to do. You don't have to watch your computer or watch your investment. You want to let it work for you. In the third segment, you talked about wealth strategies, which would be 401k and IRA, but also the most important thing, protecting those retirement accounts, protecting from loss, and have essentially an insurance policy on those retirement accounts. So in this last segment here, let's continue those discussions, but really help people build that financial plan for 2023. How do you actually help people here at Online Trading Academy start that plan, and what are some of those steps within that financial plan?
Well, a plan should be specific to each person. So the number one thing we do is get to know people and get to know, what their goals are, what they want their retirement lifestyle to look like, what they want their life to look like now, because there are different strategies, different assets that can be put together to give or to try to achieve a certain rate of return that's specific to each individual to help them get to where they want to go. We want to know, a little bit about where you are now and where you want to be in the future. And the only way you can really have a great chance or a significant chance of achieving what you want in the future is to identify it first and then look at where you are now. And then what do you need to do to get to that dream? Well, it's going to be dependent upon a certain rate of return for you, and you need to have somebody help you to identify how to do that. For different people, it's going to be different things. So there's no cookie cutter way of doing this. There's no one-size-fits-all kind of strategy or plan. A plan becomes extremely important, and we talk about that in these classes. One of the things that we do is help our students put together a plan that's specific to them, that includes not only what their goal is, but what are the right strategies? How are you going to trade? When are you going to trade? It should include kind of a record keeping of your trades. Have you ever gone back and analyzed what's happened with your portfolio? I think I started out the show by saying this is a good time to do that, to take a look. And here's the thing that we're really concerned about right now. We just went through a year where retirement accounts, 401ks were down about 25%. And that was supposed to be, it has become, it really never was intended to be, but it has become kind of the go-to retirement source for most people. Well, if you went through a 25 or 20% or 30% drawdown in your 401k, can you let that happen again? What kind of impact would that have on you if it happened 2 years in a row? What you used before, the strategy that was utilized in your retirement accounts, didn't work for most of you last year. Why would you think it's going to work this year if things aren't changing? Things have changed from the year before 2022, that 13 years before that time period, but now we're in a new environment. And the great thing about OTA, Josh mentioned that we've been around for 25 years. If it was possible for you to go back 25 years and look at the number of financial education sources available, you'd find there were hardly any that are still around now other than OTA.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons is a lot of people, when they have some kind of an education program, they're relying on a specific strategy that probably only is going to really work during certain economic or market conditions. We have a strategy that works during any market condition, regardless of what's going on in the economy, regardless of what asset class you're trading. We have a strategy that you can utilize that will allow you to have the potential for outsized returns. But you mentioned, just not having to worry about a trade once you set it, because you're going to have a protective part of that trade. You have an entry price, you have your protection, and then you also have identified a target that is based on something that's factual. One of the problems is a lot of people either don't take all of a profit or they never try to take a profit, and oftentimes it gets taken away from them. But these are all things that are part of what we teach our students. You can get a good introduction to all of them in these 2-hour classes that Josh is talking about.
Yeah, and to come into one of these classes, just text the word investing to the number 210 for 2 seats. And just to tell you what Al just told you, Online Trading Academy, it's a lifetime access to this strategy. Al mentioned, the strategy actually evolves with the market. So as markets change, the strategy continues to evolve with the market. So you're making smart investing decisions with current market conditions, not conditions that were 2 years ago or 3 years ago or 10 years ago. It's what's happening today and what could happen tomorrow at low risk, high reward, high probability entry points in the market. And the great thing about that too, Al, is it's not just a one-man band, as I mentioned earlier. I think it was on the second segment. There's so much garbage out there and noise on the University of YouTube, all that garbage that's out there. One-man bands where, follow my strategy, you're going to make $1 billion tomorrow. Well, we all know that's not the case. But they get you sucked in to actually think that because it looks so cool. You can make things look really, really cool online because you can edit things. I'm not saying they do that, but is there a potential? The potential is there. So that's why you have to be shown how this stuff works in a physical live setting. That's how you learn trading and investing. Have instructors, but matter of fact, an Online Trading Academy has about 60 or so instructors roughly, training people just like you how to trade and invest. People that came from the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, the New York Stock Exchange, Chicago Board of Options. That's who's training Online Trading Academy students. So when you come into these classes, you're going to see what that's all about. These free classes that we've been giving away seats to. I mean, a lot of people texted in and going online for these classes. You can see what that's all about and having the support and a community around you. I've been talking with a lot of people that have been coming to these classes, Al, and here's probably the number one thing that I've been hearing. They say, I've been looking for a place to go to have hands-on support and someone to guide me through my investing decisions. And Online Trading Academy has made a step further. They have a platform that will actually help guide you through your investment decisions. So in the clubs, people are looking for trading clubs.
Right.
We have like-minded people. That way, the good thing about Online Trading Academy is the strategy, everybody's doing the same strategy. So when you have these different clubs, it's not like there's 20 different strategies they're talking about. You're all talking about the same strategy in these clubs. That way, you can help others, and that way you can get the help you need based on where you're at. So it's just speeding that whole process up. And these techniques and concepts, like I mentioned earlier, they're not new. They're just a little bit different. But you have to see what they're all about. These investing classes that we do here locally, I mentioned they're only 2 hours of your time. I mean, everybody can carve out 2 hours of their time during the week in the morning for a couple hours for those retired folk, or maybe during the weekend in the mornings for those people that work during the week. For some people like to come at night. These classes are even at night. We have these in the evenings, roughly between 5 and 7 o'clock, depending on the day. So you can come into these classes and pick a date that works the best for you. So if you do have a busy schedule, we get a lot of business owners, especially lately, that are coming into these classes. They can still carve out a couple of hours of their time. So I'm going to give one last set of tickets away for this class. And these classes, Al teaches these. I teach these as well. You can text the word investing to the number 210 for 2 seats. You're going to get a text right back with a day. You can pick a day. Well, we'll make sure we get a call from one of our associates as well to make sure we get the right date and time for you. And our location. We're local here. It's a local place to go. Text investing to the number 210-210 or go online to investwithota.com and you can pick your own date. That's investwithota.com. Al, you had so many tips of the week last year and some wisdom for our listeners. And I know you have a great one prepared for the first one of the new year. Let's hear today's OTA tip of the week.
Well, Josh, for what it's worth, it's never too late or too early to achieve the goals that you want to achieve. There's no time limit. There's no rules. You can make decisions now to change or to stay the same. You can make the best of things or the worst of things. We hope you decide to make the best of things, and if you need some help or guidance, we're here for you.
That's the key is if you need that guidance, find a place to go, find clubs, find support, find mentors, and have them help you, guide you through your investment decisions. So, Al, we've had a great show here today. Same thing next week. We're going to talk a lot about the markets, on different income strategies and wealth strategies. So don't make sure to check out the show next week. But you can go to investwithota.com to see more on these different classes. Investwithota.com. As always, same time, same place next week. Until then, retire young, my friends.